Having a concealed, artificially generated script beaming directly into your eyes during a boardroom meeting gives you an invisible teleprompter. The executive sitting across the table just thinks you are a brilliant negotiator, totally unaware you are, like reading glowing green text off the inside of your glasses.
Rokid secured the top sales spot in the smart glasses market for 3 straight months. They outsold Alibaba's cheaper alternative by a full $100.
Chinese executives and government officials are dropping $599 on these frames just to dominate high-stakes negotiations. We are synthesizing current market data and corporate strategy reports to expose how augmented reality frames are kind of aggressively moving to render your smartphone entirely obsolete.
Meta chased the fashion crowd with their Ray-Ban display by sticking a tiny colored screen into the corner of the lens. That hardware choice forces the user to physically look away from their environment. Rokid engineers actually use an optical waveguide projector to bounce light straight into the middle of your visual field.
Projecting green text directly onto your retina functions, basically like strapping a fighter pilot's heads-up display to your skull. Riding a bike through heavy traffic requires navigational arrows overlaid directly onto the asphalt in front of you. Glancing down at a phone screen
Creates a dangerous physical distraction. Integrating the OpenClaw AI agent turns that visual field into a spatial operating system.
The glasses use onboard processing to sync voice commands with visual data simultaneously. Staring at an Alipay QR code while saying a wake word confirms a transaction instantly.
Staring at your Tesla lets you unlock the doors with a voice prompt. You bypass the smartphone application entirely.
Shouting at your eyewear on a crowded subway platform risks making you look completely unhinged. Wearable technology frequently dies a spectacular death when it forces consumers into, awkward social behavior.
15 million global AI glasses sales are expected this year alone. Omdia projects Chinese sales will double to 2.1 million frames. Shoppers gladly trade momentary social awkwardness for the sheer speed of hands-free interaction. Seeing a commuter ordering coffee by talking to the air will soon be as common as dodging someone texting on a sidewalk.
Engineers shaved the hardware down to 20 grams lighter than Meta's frames. Carrying extra weight on the bridge of a human nose feels like balancing a brick on your face after an 8-hour shift.
Designing hardware people actually tolerate wearing gives Rokid the momentum to expand directly into the UK and Canada. They made a highly calculated decision to bypass the massive US market entirely.
Meta delayed its own overseas releases due to crippling US demand and severe inventory constraints. Launching in those specific regions basically exploits a massive logistical vacuum.
Rokid currently generates 40% of its revenue outside mainland China by aggressively flooding the territories Meta abandoned. They partner with traditional optical brands like Bolon to kind of camouflage bulky cameras inside normal-looking acetate frames.
The corporate endgame involves a planned Hong Kong IPO. Executives aim to move 1 million pairs this year.
ByteDance and Huawei are preparing to launch their own hardware lines to capture this incoming wave. Tech giants are scrambling to catch up.
Chinese laser manufacturers, like Apatronics, recognize the shift. They are holding strategic meetings with Google and Meta to supply the underlying optical engines.
The entire consumer electronics supply chain is pivoting away from handheld slabs to face-mounted displays. Rokid Vice President Gary Kai openly admits there are massive unresolved privacy issues tied to constant facial recording.
Thousands of early adopters are suddenly walking around with a high-definition camera that never blinks. Recording every license plate or pedestrian face creates a terrifying decentralized surveillance network.
Relying on an AI to instantly pull up a colleague's name or plot your commute introduces a deeply personal threat.
Handing over your basic navigation and your daily recall to a machine resting on your face means you risk permanently outsourcing your own biological memory. Goodbye.